first thing that was unusual was we weren't allowed to go into the Lacan, to the prayer hall. In the past, we'd been allowed to go in there. The door was locked and there were sort of strange thumping noises coming out of it. And suddenly, a procession of lamas, the door burst open as the procession erupted out of the prayer hall, out into the courtyard, all playing long horns and drums and cymbals. I'd seen that this ceremony was to ensure the success of the harvest. They'd spent several days collecting all the evil spirits in the area into a thing called a toma, which is made of tsampa and decorated with bits of butter and painted. And so all the nasties in the district had been collected into this thing. The monastery was built originally to house 1,200 monks. There are now only 160. Traditionally, every family that had more than one son would send one to the monastery. The monastery owns all the agricultural land, and a portion of the crops are given to the monastery. In return for that, the monks perform spiritual services for the villagers. They suddenly sprinted down the hill at high speed, through the village and out into the fields. How long this way of life will survive is an open question. At the moment, it's still going strong. But a road is being built into the Zanskar Valley. It'll probably have reached Karsha in a couple of years. Visitors from the outside world will obviously increase tremendously. Contact with other cultures will increase. So maybe it'll survive, maybe it won't.
The narrator and cameraman of that winning film was Pelham Aldridge Blake. And now may I invite His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales to present the first Mick Burke Trophy.
Don't drop it, because it will fall off.
It wobbles, doesn't it?
Congratulations, marvellous. I just want to say that basically I've always admired this World About Us series. I think it's terrific, and I've learned a great deal from it. I think that's one of the great things about this series is that if you live in this country and can't escape from it very easily, then at least if you can watch programs like this, it does give you an opportunity to find out how others live and work and everything else. But it must have been quite difficult to actually get into Tibet, wasn't it?
Yes, it's, well, really, it is a very long walk. I think that's the main...
Yeah, exactly.
And we walked about 200 miles altogether. So, and quite apart from doing any work when we got there, we did have quite a substantial journey to undertake to get into the dark.
But getting your entry papers and all this sort of thing.
Yes, that is very problematical indeed, yes.
Anyway, it was very impressive, and I hope you go on to do several more.
Well, thank you very much.
Because your technique is obviously very insufficient. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. you go back to the room? Well, there it is, the Mick Burke Award for this year's Expedition Film Cameraman. It is, we hope, the first of many such awards which will be made annually. There may be many of you watching now who are in the throes of preparing your own expedition. So it could be that the next person to receive the Mick Burke Award will be you. Good night. You go to